Hey, good morning, guys. And I forgot to talk about this on the live, so I'm going to talk about it today. I was messaging back and forth yesterday with James Janney, and James is getting ready for his documentary to come out. And he's like he's fine tuning the info and maybe his message or whatever, the story he's going to tell. If you guys are not familiar, let me just catch you up. James Janney, documentary filmmaker from the UK, almost 2 million subscribers, puts out clean documentaries. James, Jani, James Janney, huge on YouTube. And he had reached out to me a year ago and said, "Hey, I'm gonna do a documentary. I want to feature your channel. I want to talk about it, like why you have the channel, what's your background, what are you doing, why." And it's fine. Like I'm a huge supporter of GameStop, so people try to figure out why. It's the number one thing. Like, why? Where'd you come from? Where'd you decide that this is what you want to do? And so James asked a lot of questions, and these guys interviewed me for 9 hours, which I recorded 7 of them, 7 hours of it. But I don't know how much it's going to make the documentary. I mean, the documentary's got to be like 2 hours. It's a 2-part documentary, but if you recorded me for 7, how much of that actually makes a doc? Who knows, right? I don't know. But for them to record me and get a good idea of what it is, if you guys want to see the interviews, they're on the channel. They're on YouTube. I have a whole playlist, James Janney documentary interviews, but we did them 2 different times. We did one in October and one in December. But they're always with the idea, hey, we're going to have the documentary done by February. We're going to have the documentary done by now. But I keep thinking that because the GameStop story is like forever changing, how could you come out with an idea of what it is when it's still going? This is the problem that I've always had with the movies, like Dumb Money or any of these things. I don't even know, these GameStop documentaries they make on Hulu and Netflix and whatever else. They're making movies about something that's hasn't finished, so it's still going. Something that's it's a living story. So if you made Dumb Money, I mean, how dumb do you feel when Roy and Kitty comes back 3 years later and he's got 9 million shares and $500 million to his name? Like, that's the movie. That's where you better stop and think. But everyone was rushing to the table to try to make money, right? Write a book, make money. The fact that some of these kids made money is selling shares. They're not understanding what GameStop is, the bigger picture. So maybe James is going to say the bigger picture. Maybe James is going to portray it the right way. Or maybe James is going to say that we're delusional and crazy, which is fine. I mean, if you're going to call me delusional and crazy for believing in GameStop, then that's just what the hell I am. But don't put me in the same corner with Bed Bath & Beyond investors. Don't put me in the same corner with AMC investors, individuals that got it wrong. So that was the whole thing. So, dealing with death threats, dealing with people following you to work, dealing with people recording you and doxing you and putting your wife's work address and your son's school address and attacking you left and right. I mean, I get so much hate. And this is why, like, I'm paranoid. Like, I look in the mirrors and I see who's following me. I do circles around, wherever my destination is. I'm doing circles around the parking lot, make sure no one's following me. Like, I'm that way. I have no choice but to be that way because the information I've put out, I'm nervous all the time. And it's not just, hey, GameStop's great. That's not what I'm talking about when I say information I push it out. Like, if you've never watched this channel or if you think you know about this channel, then go watch it and see what I'm talking about on private equity and the economy and markets and how they're manipulating these outcomes and manufacturing these outcomes. I talk about it every day because it's the unspoken truth of Wall Street, of the internet, of life. And if people found out what the game is and how to win at it, if they found out all you got to do is buy GameStop and you're going to win, that's my opinion. I'm not crazy for this opinion. I used to have like hordes of people that hated me and were against me, and that was because I didn't like their investments, right? Like AMC or Bed Bath & Beyond. And now they find out that like they have nothing left to invest in. They come back to GameStop and like, yeah, man, maybe you were right. Okay, cool. So now it's a bigger support pool, right? Like more people support it. But think about it, the Meltdown and anyone else out there that's against it, they laugh about little things, right? They look at your video and they try to poke at inconsistencies and they try to point at your lack of knowledge on a certain topic or whatever. That's fine. Like, let these people relish in that. It's like they wake up every day to talk down on someone, to look for the worst parts about people. And if that's your life, then you really need to reevaluate your life. Because I'm sorry, GME Meltdown, you get paid $0 to do what you do. Or do you get paid? But to hate on someone's life and the information they put out and the platform they build and the following they have, like, what does that say about you? Constant negativity for whatever reason. You want to tear someone down. You want to just keep attacking people in the message, not knowing that you've been completely wrong. Like, what track record do you have to stand on, Meltdown? I just ask you guys. The stock is at $26 a share. It's not $5. It's not bankrupt. Your thesis is completely wrong, and the narratives you push have been proven wrong. And it's going to continue to happen for years. You know, $4 billion in the bank. Yo, what's he going to do with it? Stop worrying about what's happening. Like, you want to know today what's happening tomorrow. And that's not the way this world works. Because you don't need to be told what's happening today. Just live your life, man. I'd love to know what these guys do for a living and how they carry themselves in public or with their families and friends. Like, they honestly find joy in other people's demise. And that's just too much, man. It's the most un-American thing. That's one thing, but it's also like that majority of these guys are men. It's like, you're not even a man. They hide behind computer screens and fake personalities and profiles, and none of them put their face to it. None of them put their name to it. I don't understand how you guys can even act tough behind a keyboard and an emoji. So it doesn't get to me that way. Like, I don't break down. I'm not like, oh my God, these guys are tearing my life apart. No. I've got GameStop, man. And it's like the biggest dose of kryptonite to them. And apparently, the more you buy, the worse they get. They get mad and mad and mad. So, yeah. Anyway, James Danny coming out with the documentary soon. Hopefully, says exactly what it is. But could you imagine people building websites to attack whatever you're doing online? Yeah. Cool. Hey, Meltdown, listen to me, guys. You've been making videos about me for 3 years, posts and whatever, and I'm never going to stop. So when you guys get bored doing what you're doing, we'll see. We'll see who won this one. James Janney, drop the doc. I'm good with it. Even if you call me a crazy man, James, I'm a crazy man who's looking at GameStop, and I'm green. I'm green right now. That pisses people off too. Yeah, not over leveraged like they all thought. Not completely upside down in my position. Nope. Not living outside of my means. Nope. Just grinding 1 share a day. It's laughable. Yeah, I am who I say I am. And you didn't catch me on this one. Peace.